This video will walk you through the steps involved in using the free image editor and creator called Gimp to create a text effect where the text looks like it's popping out of the background image like this. So after you've downloaded and installed your Gimp program, go ahead and open it up. You want to create your image canvas area by going up to File, go to New, and whatever width or dimensions you want to use is totally up to you. I'm going to stick with these numbers here. I just hit the minus key on my keyboard to shrink this down. You could also do so by adjusting the numbers down here. So let's go ahead and add the texture to the background here. And you do that by selecting the bucket fill tool. Come on down here and select the pattern fill and choose whatever texture you want by clicking on this button. And there's a whole bunch of patterns already available by default, but you can search online for even more. But let's stick with one that I already use, and that's the tree bark. Bring the bucket over to your image area and just left click on your mouse and it fills it in. Now we need to add the text layer. Come over here to the text tool in the toolbox, select that, make your adjustments down here below the toolbox of the font style, and the font size. I'm going to go ahead and keep my color at black, but you can adjust that as well. Then just click in your image area, just drag to a big enough area, and you can always adjust this later if need be, and type in your text. Now then you come up here in the dialog box, and I've got the undo history selected, and I don't want that. Hopefully I won't need it, because you can use this to undo mistakes. But I want to go to the layers dialog box, and then right click on my text dialog, and down here almost to the bottom, and of course it is off of the video, is alpha to selection. Go ahead and left click on that, and once that's selected you can see what's called the marching ants going around. Now we want to select the background because I want to copy this look to the text area here. So with the background layer selected, come up here to edit, come on down and left click on copy, and come on up here and select the text layer with the marching ants. Come on back to the edit option in the menu bar, and then come on down and select paste. And you can see that that created a floating selection. We want to anchor that to the text layer here. And you can do that by coming on down here to the bottom of the layer dialog box and clicking on anchor. Now it looks like it just disappeared, but if we get rid of the background we can see that it's still there. Now we want to create a new layer. Come on down here, click on new layer, and you want to make sure it's set to transparency. Click on OK. Now I need the shape of the text into that new layer. So we select the text layer, right click, and go on down to alpha to selection. That's one right here. Get those marching ants again. Now we come up here and select the new layer. Come on up to the select option in the menu bar, and then come on down and choose grow. And I found that the number 5 works best for me, but you can play around with that. Then click on OK. Now that we've grown that, we need to fill it in with a black color. So come over here to the bucket fill tool and make sure we got the FG color fill selected, and make sure that the foreground color or the FG color is black. Then you can see here, while I'm over the image area, I've got that circle with a line through it. That says no way, Jose. Not until we get into an area that we can actually add that to. And that's whenever we want to left click on our mouse and fills it in. Now we want to come up to the select option in the menu bar, select all, come on over to the filters option in the menu bar, select blur, Gaussian blur, and here we want to make sure of a couple of things. We want to make sure that number is 20, and we want to make sure that this chain link is actually attached like that, and click on OK. Now we need to move the text layer above the blur layer by selecting the text layer and hit this green arrow down at the bottom of the layers dialog box. Now to add just a little more depth to this, I want to put a little bevel on the edges here of the text layer. So again, make sure that the text layer is selected, right click, alpha to selection, come on up to filters, go to decor, add bevel, make sure these two boxes are unchecked, and somewhere between 5 to 8, and we'll go with 7 sounds fine, and then click on OK. Now then, let me increase the size here so you can see this. What I want to do now is go to the move tool and then grab the text and then move it just a little bit to the left and up. Play around with it until it looks good, and that's it. Come on up here to select, choose none, And this is how you can make the text look like it's popping out of the background. From this point, you can save it or make any other edits that you want. Now to save this as a whole, you come up here, go to Export, choose the location that you want to save it to, give it a name, and then click on Export. If you want to crop this down at all, and you come over here to the Crop tool and just select the area that you want to keep, hit your Enter button, then do the save. File, Export, Location, Name, and then click on Export. And that's going to bring us to the end of this video. Thanks for watching, and you have a great day.